What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shots on Target with your host, your 20th episode of Shots on Target with your host, Brad Betts, your global football analysis and betting show. Today is Friday, September 20th. We hit our play of the day yesterday as Sparta Prague and Benfica take care of business. We also hit both of our matches we highlighted in Sweden. We even hit on our lean that we gave out from the chat with Sturm Graz and Stad Brest. Yesterday was a great day. We're going to look to follow up on that success. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to provide 4 best bets for this weekend's action, and then we're going to turn it over to the chat. So anybody has any questions, drop them in there, and we'll get to them at the end. So let's go ahead and get into today's best bet. We are headed to Denmark for a match between Viborg and Nordsjælland. That's Viborg. Viborg come in scoring in 23 of their last 27 matches and conceding in 31 of their last 36. They've hit over 2.5 goals in 28 of the last 31 matches that they've hit both teams to score. They're taking on a Nordsjælland squad who scored in 33 of their last 37 matches. They've also conceded in 25 of their last 28. They've hit both teams to score in 21 of their last 26 matches, so that's regular production from a Nordsjælland squad playing away to Viborg. They've also hit over 2.5 in 27 of the 34 matches that they hit both teams to score. And you look at the matchup history, in 2 of the last 3 matches that they've played one another, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals came in. In fact, there were 5 goals in 2 of those 3 matches. So what I like today for today's best bet is in Denmark. It's both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals parlayed together between Viborg and Nordsjælland, and I got that at minus 130. Next match, we're going to head on Saturday, early morning, 8 a.m. on Saturday. We're going to tail a team that we lost last week on, unfortunately, but we're going right back to Italy's Serie B to an away matchup between Cosenza and Sassuolo. Cosenza come in scoring in 19 of their last 24 and conceding in 17 of their last 22, so it is regular production from a Cosenza squad. They're at home, they should score. Also though, you look at Sassuolo is what we really want to focus on. Sassuolo have scored in 29 of their last 37 matches, including all 7 matches to start the season since they've been demoted from Serie A to Serie B. So they're going to be a top performer with a lot of those attacking players they have managed to keep, but they have conceded in 47 of their last 51 overall and 32 of their last 33 away from home. They didn't concede last time out, but that was due to an overturned goal by VAR, unfortunately. So you look at this matchup history too, it kind of looks like there's going to be both goals based on no statistics, but when they play one another, last time out they did. There's only one matchup. It finished 2-5. Cosenza 2, Sassuolo 5. A high-scoring thriller. So what we're going to do is just take the classic, both teams to score, between Cosenza and Sassuolo in Italy's Serie B tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., and I got that at minus 134. Next, a few hours later, the afternoon matchup in the Bundesliga. We're tailing a team we cashed on last weekend. We've been cashing on regularly. We're going right back to Frankfurt. Frankfurt versus Gladbach. And Frankfurt come in scoring in 15 of their last 16 matches, including 24 of their last 27 overall. They've conceded in 17 of their last 18 league matches. That's only one time, but they managed to keep a clean sheet over their last 18 in the Bundesliga. Over 2.5 has actually come in 31 of the last 34 matches that have hit both teams to score. You're seeing regular overhitting when both teams are able to score. So let's take a look at Gladbach. Are they able to score? Well, Gladbach have scored in 10 straight and 21 of their last 24. Regular production. They've actually conceded very similarly, but 22 of their last 26 in the league. You've become accustomed to seeing Gladbach be very porous on the defensive end and a high performer on the offensive end. We just need to worry about if this game does hit both teams to score, is it going to hit that over 2.5? Looks good on the side of Frankfurt. How does it look for Gladbach? Gladbach have hit over 2.5 in 35 of their last 38 that hit both teams to score. So the over 2.5 comes in when that both teams to score comes on both sides. In this matchup history, both teams to score has hit in 11 of the last 12 matchups. So that means both teams to score has a great chance to come in, which means the over 2.5 should also have a great chance to come in. That's also come in 7 of the last 10 times they've played one another. So what we're going to do is take the both teams to score over 2.5 goals parlay in the Bundesliga between Frankfurt and Gladbach. Again, that's both teams to score over 2.5 goals parlayed together, and I got that at minus 130. Now, we're going to head to Sunday, early morning. We're going to skip over the MLS because I'm going to have my own stuff on the MLS coming later once we get a little bit more news on the lineups. Sunday morning, we're headed to South Korea. Overnight action, so you're going to want to get this in on at least today or Saturday night. The line might drop just a little bit. It's sitting at minus 144, so just be mindful of that before I get into it. Now, let's drop in. Pohang Steelers, Pohang Steelers, coming in scoring in 22 straight matches. Regular production from a top Pohang squad who is struggling a little bit in the season to get results, which sets up nicely because they've conceded in 12 straight, including 19 of the last 20 times that they have played. Regular conceding as well. They've had both teams to score in 19 of their last 20 matches. That's 95% both teams to score hit rate. They're taking on a Gangwon squad who scored in 24 of their last 30, 80%. So that's good statistics there. And they've conceded in 25 of the last 30 league matches that they've played. So they regularly concede in the league. Away from home, they should be conceding. Pohang Steelers at home should be scoring and conceding. Both teams to score has hit in 3 of the last 4 times that they've played one another. So what we're going to just do is, again, take the classic, both teams to score. That's sitting right now at minus 144, I believe, on FanDuel. It could tick down. It usually ticks down a little bit towards Saturday. Over Saturday night, and then Sunday early morning will start to tick up again. Given it's an early match, maybe we look, if you're following, to take it on Saturday. I already have it dropped in, but that could be an option for you to try and beat a little bit of juice. So that concludes our 4 looks for today, for this weekend's slate. A number of matches I'm looking at that I could potentially come into live, maybe in the English Premier League or a couple of the other leagues. But these are my pre-match bets that I feel most comfortable about taking days in advance. So we're going to go for those 4. Take a look at the chat. Not as much action today as there was yesterday. No surprise. Everybody loves Midweek Champions League. Brad Morris, good to see you. Russell Johnson, it was a great day yesterday. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate you. Gator fan, happy Friday. Any thoughts on the Man City Arsenal match? We've talked about how I don't really like to bet on Arsenal. It is a disaster for me waiting to happen. I usually get it wrong because I'm trying to bet with my heart. It just looks like Arsenal right now are coming out to minimize risk with Odegaard and company out of the lineup. A possible KDB being out of the lineup for Manchester City as well. This match really could shoot the under. It looks like both teams will play very, very conservatively, looking to not give up as many chances as they can. There's some speed in Arsenal's backline to keep up with Erling Haaland's if he tries to get on those famous breakaways that he gets on. We'll see. It should be a low-scoring game. I could see both teams scoring. If one team scores, I think the other team scores. But also, if no teams are looking like they want to attack, I could see it shooting the under. Those are my thoughts for Arsenal this weekend. I think that they want a tie. Personally, I think it would be comfortable for them in the state that they're in, given the injury situation, to come out and minimize risk. That's what a normal coach, I believe, would do, and Arteta understands Guardiola ball, doesn't want to put Arsenal any further damage, doesn't want to give another 3 points to Manchester City above them, so I do expect Arsenal to go for that tie. Maybe the draw looks like a solid option there. So that concludes today's episode of Shots on Target with your host, Brad Betts. Our 20th episode here. Absolutely stoked to be able to say that. We're going to come back again on Monday with another episode. episode 21, highlighting matches for next Monday. Without further ado, we are your go-to football analysis and betting. Thank you, Gator fan, again for being here, and we will catch you guys on Monday.